We have now added the option of color recognition within the hole wizard process. We've also added inside the hole wizard processes themselves, if I were to open them up, the option of adding colors to match the colors on the holes itself. What exactly does that do? Well, let's take a look. If I were to choose a specific color, and let's say I want to work on these counterbore holes over here. Now you'll note that we have this whole set of counterboard. They're the exact same thing as far as shape and depth goes, and they're all within the same group. However, I've colored them differently. These, for example, I'd like them to be precise counterbore holes, and these, for example, I'd like them to be the regular counterbore holes, standard counterbore holes. If I open up my hole wizard process, you'll note that I have my counterbore holes over here, my standard with that color, and my precise counterbore holes, which is also a counterbore type, with this color over here. So now, if I were to go to color, as you see over here, and I would choose from the model, I can pick from the model this particular hole over here, that color over there, you'll see that I've chosen that color. So now if I drag to the set of holes, doesn't make a difference which hole I drag it to, but I'm going to drag it to this hole. You'll note that it'll only do that particular set of holes as shown over here, which is the regular counterbore holes. And you can see those are only ones done. If I were to now change that to pick this color and then drag it again, now you'll see it'll only do these particular holes over here, and those are the precise counterbore holes. Now, besides that, we've added something else. Let me first delete all of these holes that I've done over here. And we've also added an option called auto color. With auto color, it will recognize automatically and sort the holes according to the colors, and then apply the proper hole wizard machining process to the correct holes. So if I were to drag this now to any one of these counterbore holes, you'll see that it'll do each one separately according to their colors. First the counterbore holes as shown over here, and then it'll continue to do the other counterbore holes, the precise ones, as shown over here. Now the option of color and auto color also works not only on drag to hole, but drag to surface as well. Let's delete all of these operations that I've done over here, and we'll do this again, this time using drag to surface. Now, one thing we should note before we do the drag to surface, I have this large hole over here, which I do not want it to recognize. So we also have the option of filtering out by hole diameter, and I've set this to go from 0 to 28. Since this is larger than 28 millimeters, this in fact is 135 millimeters, it will not choose that hole. So all I'm going to do right now, since I have color and auto color, I'm going to drag it to over here, and it'll pick up every single hole according to their colors and machine them according to the assigned color that I've given to them. As you can see, you have the counterbores of this type, the precise counterbore over here, the regular counterbores, we have our countersink holes over here, as well as the precise countersink holes that are over here, and including also any other hole that we may hear, simple holes, tapped holes, and whatever other holes that we have inside the part itself.